So we're pretty much reaching the end of our Affinity Designer and this tutorial actually. I've added a few more videos just to show you how we trace and bring into Affinity Designer because it doesn't have that option. But I'm going to bring in my windmill. Now this is actually a traced image. So it's a vector file, but it's not coming in as a vector file when it's brought in this way. And I'll show you in the other video how we get around that. But for now it doesn't really matter because it's a PNG, well, it's being treated as a PNG file, which means it doesn't have a background, so we can add effects to it. So I'm starting to add some sort of effects, or all sorts of effects like gradient, color, 3D, shadows, etc. And of course you can always go back later on and change these so that you're not bound by what you do initially. If you feel it doesn't work later on, you can come back and edit it. And you've got many options in your effects panel. I'm not sure if there's more in Affinity Designer than Adobe Illustrator, but you do have a multitude of options. And as is the case with most applications, your layer order is important. We could of course use a picture of the flag, but let's create a flag in another page and bring it into this page. So I'm bringing in this flag, it's the South African flag. I'll give you other flag options in the resource, but I'm bringing in this flag and I'm going to put it onto a layer and then we're going to work over it. And like other vector applications, we start with using the pen tool to draw. So once we've got the first shape down, we can duplicate it, or duplicate the layer in this case, and then we can flip that shape and give it another color, and then we carry on with the rest of the flag. I could of course follow the exact shape of this green part of the flag, but on the left hand side it's going to be behind the black and the yellow shapes, so it's not too critical, so I'm just going to keep it quite simple. So once again the yellow shape is behind the black, so you may as well keep it as a simple triangle. I've said it before, snapping is important, whether it's on or off. Sometimes you need it off so you can manually adjust, and at other times it's very useful to have it switched on. So we've finished the flag, we're going to group it now, and we're going to export from this page and import it into our other page. And once we've got it in our other page, we can now resize it, squeeze it down. And I'm going to create a shape over it because we're going to mask it off so it fits within that blue border. Creating a mask in Affinity is quite different to Illustrator. Here you create your shape in a layer and then you drag that layer or the icon on top of the icon that you want to mask. And to finish this off, I'm just going to quickly mask off the windmill. Of course it didn't need to be masked. It was really just adjusting the bottom, taking the bottom of the windmill and bringing it inside of the blue border. But I could have actually cropped it off, or indeed I could have actually moved the windmill up. There was nothing stopping me doing that. But I'm just using this mask as a simple exercise. So our logo in Affinity Designer is now complete. And of course we need to save it, which is the most important thing. We save it for export, and we save it so we can bring it into other applications or to print. So here are your options. I hope you found this tutorial interesting, engaging, useful, and educational. And please join me in my other tutorials. I've got a couple of other little bits of pieces that I'm going to add to this tutorial, a couple of video clips that I've mentioned, some resource. Hope you enjoyed it. Press on and learn and get your own vector graphics and vector designs going. All the best.